Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now May 5th of 2021, and ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2 by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, and exactly what Disney and Lucasfilm are now planning for Season 3 and 4, a lot of fans are just very excited, curious, and skeptical at the same exact time of what's coming our way for the future of the Star Wars universe. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that we do know about when it comes to Disney Star Wars, of course, is that we obviously know that creators like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are in charge of hiring other passionate Star Wars creators that are going to be hopping on board of this new Star Wars universe. So that's one thing to really look forward to here, is that there's going to be a lot of exciting things happening over the next couple of months. In fact, this fall, we're going to be getting a handful of new TV show announcements coming for Disney Plus, as well as other TV show announcements at Star Wars Celebration of 2022. So, Disney and Lucasfilm, they have a lot on their plate when it comes to TV shows and more. Now, when we go ahead and examine what Disney and Lucasfilm are doing with Star Wars overall, The Mandalorian Season 3 is a very important TV show. In fact, just yesterday, we got to see the first episode of The Bad Batch. I do suggest that you guys go ahead and check it out. It really does feel like a movie. It really does serve as a great spin-off to the Clone Wars TV show. It's perfect, and in just a number of days' time, we will be getting to see, of course, episode 2. It's all 16 episodes for The Bad Batch, so at least they have that. Now, what's also really exciting, alright, this is also a very interesting development, is that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are also fighting for Gina Carano's return, and how that's going to be progressing even more so at the very end of May. Now, with that being said, of course, with both Disney and Lucasfilm now focused on their new Star Wars universe, it's described that creators such as Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are actively working on shows like Kenobi, Ahsoka, and even Mandalorian in the mix, plus other shows yet to be announced. However, recently it's described that actress Daisy Ridley was able to engage in an interview where she was able to speak her mind more so about the sequel trilogy movies and more. Now, it's noted that Ridley went on to unveil that when she was working on The Last Jedi, there were actual moments in which she believed that the fans would not like some of Rian Johnson's choices for the middle film of the sequel trilogy. Ridley went on to unveil that even she believed that Luke Skywalker deserved to be treated better in the story, and was always confused as to why Johnson did not treat Luke the way Favreau portrayed him in the Mandalorian series. Now, Daisy Ridley also revealed to the fandom that when she was working on The Rise of Skywalker, she personally had asked Kathleen Kennedy about the possibility of fans getting enraged over the misleading title of the movie and how it had nothing to do with the Skywalkers themselves. Keep in mind, guys, that is one thing that a lot of fans got very angry about. Ridley further states that she would be very worried about the backlash from the fans, and that she understood the backlash fans had for The Last Jedi. Daisy Ridley also made it clear that when she was watching many of the reactions of when Rey calls herself a Skywalker, okay, so of course, that is also another thing that allowed Daisy Ridley to realize, to the point that she felt that the fans had been betrayed by some of the creative choices, and feels that Ben Solo was a character that got shortchanged in the last film of the sequel trilogy by J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson. Now, what's really interesting about this is that lately Daisy Ridley has been speaking her mind more about her stance on the sequel trilogy and everything related to Star Wars about the character of Rey. There's a reason behind this, and that is because Daisy Ridley refuses to return to Star Wars. She does not want to come back to the Star Wars franchise. She does not care about the Star Wars universe anymore. In fact, she herself even said that she would not even return because Jon Favreau and Oscar Isaac also have no interest in coming back to Star Wars. So we can see, obviously, that Daisy Ridley is now unloading finally. She is finally speaking her mind in a more truthful manner. I think that this is healthy for Star Wars fans. I think that we're getting a more realistic and vivid view of the cast and what they think about their characters and what they think about the story of the sequel trilogy. Now, obviously, when we look at The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, those are the two movies that actually had a lot of problems. The Force Awakens was a film that really opened the gateway to possibilities of everything there was for the character of Luke and his relationship with Rey and exactly where that was going to go. Everybody was very hyped about The Last Jedi. And when The Last Jedi dropped and really released into theaters, a lot of fans were just very, very angry at what they actually perceived of what Rian Johnson had done to deconstructing the character of Luke into this completely different type of character. Now, obviously, Jon Favreau made a huge attempt at fixing that, and he pretty much did in Season 2's finale of The Mandalorian. I mean, look at what he did in just maybe 2.5 minutes tops time, right? In that episode, we were able to get a little bit more action of Luke that we had always wanted to see. It's not just about the action, guys. It's about Luke Skywalker's philosophy and his philosophy on, the Jedi way and training through the ways of the Force, as we witnessed through some of Luke Skywalker's dialogue, right? So that was a very interesting development as well that allowed the fans to really realize what Jon Favreau is trying to do now with the character of Luke. Now, as far as Daisy Ridley, I do feel for her. I really do. I feel that Daisy Ridley and her career was kind of messed up because of what happened with Star Wars. I mean, if Star Wars as a sequel trilogy was a lot more successful, at least through the fans' perspective, it's not just about box office numbers. It's also about how well the films are received, right? I mean, if we look at if there was a scenario where the sequel trilogy was amazing, like to the point where it was like very well received, very well accepted, maybe even more so than the prequel trilogy, if it was like that, I think that Daisy Ridley would be better off right now getting more blockbusters, quote unquote, in Hollywood. So far, she's only getting, odd roles here and there and smaller roles that aren't really reaching out to the majority of, common moviegoers. So I think that obviously Daisy Ridley had a lot more opportunities if the sequel trilogy had gone in different directions. Now, obviously with The Rise of Skywalker, that was pretty much the last straw for a lot of fans. It wasn't until The Mandalorian Season 2 that really kind of gave fans a reality check that Disney has the capability of doing amazing things. They do have that capability. They absolutely do. It's all down to Kathleen Kennedy at the time. Kathleen Kennedy lost her creative power for the most part in early 2020, which is why The Mandalorian Season 2 was such a success, because Jon Favreau was able to do exactly what he wanted to do with characters like Luke, Ahsoka, Boba Fett, and others out there. And he's going to continue to do that with Season 3 of The Mandalorian. So, really looking forward to seeing exactly what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have in store for the third season, and especially the fourth season, since they will be worked on back to back. So like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.